weeks ago.
I mean, but some people can't even see it though.
That's not my problem. It's like it's in a theater near you. Like you don't have to travel that far. It's in a theater near.
How do they know
you.
where I live though?
It's near you, dude. It's everywhere. It's in every theater, guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about it.
All right, go for it. What'd you like about it?
No, I'm good.
Did you like that Spider-Man died, man?
I love that part.
You didn't like Spider-Man, the character?
I just think there's been too many Spider-Man movies for my enjoyment.
Yeah. There's been a lot of Spider-Man or Spider-Men in my lifetime. That's for sure.
Surprisingly, oddly enough,
we've had Seabiscuit.
They have a fantastic Spider-Man anime.
Cool, man. Well, was this your weed blog, by the way?
This wasn't.
This wasn't your weed blog.
This was our movie. This is our Deadpool fucking.
Oh, we're talking
marketing
about Deadpool?
fucking
Okay, cool.
segment.
Well, I'm looking this up right now, and thanks, Dave, for sending this over. These are 1 to 5 interesting facts about Deadpool without spoiling it.
He's called Deadpoon.
It's not. No, he's not called Deadpoon. Yeah. So I'll just go over them real quick. It's not even like it's a lot. But on August 1st, 2014, the footage was released to the public, and based on the overwhelmingly positive response.
That's
from
right.
fans,
When he had the Gwen Stefani song.
Yeah.
The shit is bananas. I don't know what the name of the song is. Just so everyone knows, I'm not a big music guy.
That's for sure. The film finally began production once it got a pretty good response. So that's the reason we have Deadpool, because people were like, fuck yeah, you know. And then on April Fool's Day 2015, Ryan Reynolds posted on Twitter that the film will be rated PG-13, which promoted a fan backlash as a Deadpool character often swears and commits acts of graphic violence.
Have you read any Deadpool comics?
I've not, no. Have you?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Describe them.
The ones I saw, it's just a bunch of tomfoolery and fuckery. And
What about chicanery?
Chicanery? What is that?
It's kind of like shenanigans, but...
We'll say shenanigans. You know, it's funny. Ryan Reynolds was in that movie Waiting, where...
That's right.
Yeah, I think they worked at some place called Shenanigans or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Anyways.
And, well, because it was announced that it was going to be rated PG-13 on April Fool's Day, which people forgot that it was, he later confirmed that it was a prank and that it'd be rated R.
I was about to say, like, I don't remember him, like, saying, hey, guess what? It's not PG-13, but...
Yeah, apparently later
April
that day
Fools.
he went ahead and said that.
April Fools.
Number 3, Ryan Reynolds has said that Deadpool will be the last comic book character he will ever portray. However, he is open to Deadpool sequels and or cameos. Number 4, in an interview, writer Rhett Reese stated that...
Rhett Reese?
Yes. Rhett Reese, he stated that Negasonic Teenage Warhead wasn't always intended to be in the film.
Rhett them fight.
Rhett them. Other X-Men such as Cannonball were considered, but they eventually used Negasonic Teenage Warhead because they liked her name much better. Number 5, Ryan Reynolds was allowed to keep his Deadpool costume. He didn't ask, nor did he give anyone the chance to take it from him. So that was pretty cool. That's probably why he's in all those cameos. So David's trying to tell me something right now, and I can't really hear what he's trying to say. Why don't you just... Oh. Why don't you fucking just tell me when you send it to me instead of just making these... It should be coming up on your computer, but your messages aren't set up. No, they are set up. They are set up.
He has them on ignore.
Yeah, I have you blocked.
A specific list of...
There you go. It's on your phone. All right, cool. Well, it's not anymore because it's on my computer now.
Foo, I understand you have an interesting fact about this Deadpool fella.
Yeah, it's hang on. I'm pulling this bonus fact.
It's buffering.
So one of the bonus facts that are on this is that, and I think a lot of people will appreciate the shit out of this. Ryan Reynolds is set to star in Pokemon movie called Detective Pikachu.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude. He has a cute little detective hat and everything.
But he's dressed like Deadpool?
No, Dick. He's I guess is he the voice of Pikachu? He is?
No fucking way. Ryan Reynolds is?
Wait, so he's not So is he like just saying Pikachu the entire movie?
No, he's like talking. He's a detective. Detectives make deductions, right?
Yeah, they deduce.
My deductive mind.
That's right. Why do we need this? Why do we need this?
What do you mean?
No, we don't need this movie, and we don't need Pikachu.
I think he's upset that it's not
detective.
even relatable to Deadpool.
I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds. I'm sure it'll be cute or funny.
Dude, stop.
It's gonna be goddamn adorable. I'll tell you what. But all right.
Speaking of detectives, Foo,
Mm-hmm.
we actually rent the backyard to a detective.
Detective Plutz. You'll meet him
Detective
one day,
Plutz Magoots.
audience. Plutz Magoots, Private Eye.
He'll be a great fucking podcaster. He'll just bark.
He'll just pant.
No, he won't even bark. He doesn't bark. What kind of dog doesn't bark, dude?
My dog.
Yeah, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Plutz
Josie.
Magoots. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, you want to go...
want to grab Steph?
Yeah, let's go grab Steph. All right, cool. So we got Steph in the room now. What the fuck?
I thought I was going to clap. All right, ready?
Just one
right.
clap? Like,
I don't wanna clap
is it
all
an
night.
applause or are you clapping because you wanted to spike on the thing?
I want it to spike so this guy
Okay.
can have an easy time.
All right, well, shut the fuck up because I was already starting.
All right.
All right, so we have Steph in the room now, as I explained at the top of the show. She is my beautiful bride of just a handful of months. Isn't
Your
that right?
beautiful child bride.
She's not a child.
Shout out
She
to
is just as old as I am.
shout out to Count Blah.
Nobody knows what you're talking about, Foo.
Good.
You're high and nobody cares.
Bleh.
So the reason I called Steph in is because she has a master's in public health education. And I figured she would bring some relevant stuff in that's interesting and maybe even relevant to the population today. So without further ado...
Here we go. Welcome to Science and Such.
It's health and such.
Oh,
Stupid.
man.
All right, what's up, Steph?
What's up, guys? Yeah, so...
So what are you here to talk about today?
After you talk, do we get master's degrees in public health education?
You can with the nominal donation of $10,000 to the account of Steph.
Pass.
Cool.
Pass? Okay. No,
All right.
you don't get a master's degree.
You don't get a
I was about to
master's.
say, that's really cheap for a master's degree, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good. Like, I'm looking at USC right now, and they're like fucking $10,000 a fucking semester.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. All right. Anyways, back to Steph.
What's up, guys? I have a...
What do you got for us, Steph?
I have a... What do you want to talk about? Public health is so broad. But
What?
actually, did you know that there's a recent outbreak of hepatitis A happening within the local community?
Is that the shit that was going down in San Diego?
Yeah. Actually, and it's...
What was going down there?
Well, I heard, do you know what was going down there, Steph?
Yeah, it's within the homeless population. A lot of people were getting infected because of the outbreak of hepatitis A, and it was caused by the unsanitary living conditions. The homeless population doesn't really have a lot of bathroom privilege. I don't want to say privileges, but there's not a lot of open bathrooms to the homeless population.
And let's talk about the stupid freaking homeless problem that for some reason cannot get fixed. It's so sad.
Yeah, the reason I saw that whole San Diego epidemic was because like they had to like clean sidewalks and avenues,
dude,
like they had to
sucks.
clean them with power hoses and bleach and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess just walking on it, if you're walking with open-toed shoes, you got a risk of catching hepatitis, dude. It's fucking crazy.
Right. So what happens is it lives in fecal matter. So if there's not a lot of access to bathrooms, then people have no other choice but to go onto the street. And they're doing their business out there, and they don't have anywhere to wash their hands. And maybe they get a couple of bucks to go into this liquor store or into the local fast food restaurant, and they touch everything there, and then it kind of spreads that way, and people don't realize that everything else is contaminated. And so people who aren't homeless are getting these hepatitis A infections. And it usually appears like a flu. You get with the addition of nausea, vomiting, a flu, nausea, vomiting, and even in healthy people, jaundice can occur, and that usually happens with
Jaundice.
Yes, jaundice is actually an inflammation of the liver caused by things such as hepatitis A, B, C.
Collect them all.
Oh, yes, collect them all. Except for most of the population now is vaccinated with hepatitis B. Not so much hepatitis A, because we don't really see it too often. But outbreaks like this are happening all over the country, and there might be more of a push.
So it's airborne, you're saying, right? Like
no, it's
spread through.
It's spread through fecal matter, and so the way to prevent this is to actually wash your hands. When you're out in public,
that foo.
All you got to do is wash your hands. Don't touch your face.
Don't touch your face. I touch my face all the time.
Dude, don't touch your face after handling your dick, dude. It's disgusting.
Like a lot of people don't realize this, but when you use the public restroom, and you touch the handles and everything, or you
Jesus
actually
Christ,
touch the faucet before you actually wash your hands, some people actually touch their face out of using the bathroom before they wash their hands, and then that actually can contaminate you.
Yeah.
So you just really try not to touch your face.
Speaking of which, I was at an establishment that shall remain nameless today.
What do they sell?
It shall remain nameless. Anyways, I was in the bathroom, dropping a deuce, and I come out and I see this guy walk in with a fucking little container of strawberries into the bathroom.
Ah, dude.
No.
So you were at a supermarket? Which one?
It's not important which one, but anyways,
all right.
And it wasn't an employee. It was like legit some guy in his from his little Tupperware brought it in with him, and like he put it on top of the little shelf. And then I was like, I'm gonna make this guy feel real uncomfortable because he saw me come out of the stall where you take a shit from, and I went to wash my hands next to him, and immediately he looked up and he covered his strawberries with a paper towel. Dude,
yeah.
It was gross, man. I was even like, how can he eat those strawberries now?
No, because there's poop particles
There's
on
more
them now.
flavor on them now.
It's gross.
I guess he wants to build his immune system really high.
Really high.
Yeah.
So, Steph, how do you prevent
It's flexing that.
how do you
immune
prevent
system.
this bullshit from happening?
Well, if you really...
Besides fixing the homeless population,
I mean, that would be nice, and then people wouldn't be homeless anymore. That'd be nice.
it's just
yeah, that's a whole nother topic, trying to fix the homeless population. But in the meantime, what you can do is, if you really want to be proactive, you can get vaccinated for it, or you can just wash your hands. It's really simple. Soap and water. Don't use hand sanitizer, because that really kind of just keeps the germs on you. Soap and water. Don't use antibacterial soap either, because you don't really need that. The soap will wash the bacteria.
The place which pays me for employment, they allow us to have free hand sanitizer. You're saying don't use it?
You can, but with the heavy duty, really infectious germs, you really want to use soap and water.
One of my old bosses, religiously, every half an hour would fucking in 2 days her fucking hand sanitizer's gone. It's yeah.
Well, hand sanitizers are often used in hospitals too, in between patients, just in case you can't use soap and water. But that's usually for in between patients that are not really highly contagious or in quarantine.
Or it's not that serious of a.
Yeah,
or not that big.
Yeah,
of a
in
risk.
hospitals they still treat patients as if they're highly infected, even though they're not. But hand sanitizer is a good option, but when you can, I would suggest soap and water as your best bet.
Soap and water.
Soap and water.
Soap and water, everybody. I guess that's the takeaway for this segment.
And before we... Is this the end of it?
Oh, yeah, I mean...
All right, before we end here, everyone, I figured to have a little Q&A with Steph.
All right.
Let's go.
Is
Steph.
this the end? Well, this isn't the end of the health segment?
Well, this is to wrap it up before the end of
Okay,
the health
cool,
segment.
cool. Go for it, man.
Steph, a few questions for you.
What's up?
What is since you're pretty much a doctor?
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, whatever. What is your favorite